Hey Scorpio, how's it going? This is your June 2015 reading. 2017. 2015, oh wow, what a year. 2017 reading. Yeah, my name is Dre. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. I'm using the Tarot of the Holy Light deck. It's like my favorite deck. Um, yeah, I already laid out the cards to save time, so let's get to it. We have the Eight of Wands, the Hierophant, the Two of Wands reverse, the Fool reverse. Libra also had this. The Chariot, Page of Cups reverse, King of Swords reverse, Ten of Cups reverse, and the Nine of Cups. Outcome is the Justice card in reverse. An additional card, we have the Six of Wands reverse. Sorry about all of the reversals, but I feel like where we were with that last reading, which there was a lot of, there was a 10 there was the Wheel of Fortune, there was, I immediately forgot, but I just looked at the video. But there were like a lot of, there was a Five of Cups, there was a Four of Cups, there was a lot of, there was three fives. There was a sense that things were sort of getting a little bit chaotic. Like, I'm not sure how the new moon in Taurus and the full moon in Scorpio impacted you guys. I'm sure, I think I said in that video that it was going to deal immediately with like a significant other, a person that you were close with, because that was happening in your first and seventh house axis. You yourself, your personality, and all the people in your life that you are committed to. So I feel like there's a lot of probably a little bit of like disruption there, and maybe something that I feel like there's a part of your personality that really needed to come to light, a part of yourself that you needed, that needed to be a light needs to be shown on, for you guys to like sort of realize that the way you were going about things probably in the midst of that chaos wasn't wasn't the best thing for you guys. And so here, I still see that I still see you guys like going full speed ahead with whatever you want to do. Because I remember the Sun was in that reading as well. And I remember I cautioned that, and the Empress was in that reading, that you can't be too self-serving or too self-indulgent, because I feel like that would have, again, sort of negatively impact your relations with others. It could help as well, but it could also, negatively affect people, especially if you weren't, like listening or taking anybody's advice but your own. And I still feel like you guys are doing that. I feel like you guys are sending out some sort of message, because we have this Eight of Wands. So if you guys are like really communicating, really putting yourself out there, like trying to get, some of you probably want a second job or another job or a different job. I feel like there's a lot of energy happening right now in this time period. And I feel like a lot of you guys are super focused on either getting a job promotion or, getting changing your reputation, changing your station in life, which, like Taurus, that has been like a consistent theme with you guys, like constantly pushing higher, pushing better. We have a 10 here, the 10 of Cups. I know this has come up for you guys before. We have the Fool here, even if it is in reverse, where it's just like, you guys are sort of, going out and trying to do your own thing. But there are a lot of cards here that sort of, raise questions that you really need to ask yourself. Are you doing this? I feel like a lot of you are following what you feel like is your true path, your guided path, what you feel like you were supposed to be, I'm getting the sense that, I am what I am, sort of mentality with you guys, where you're sort of, unapologetic about what you do, what you say in order to get where you need to be. And if that's not you guys, I feel like some of you are really in close contact. You could be even like, for some of you, it's sort of you and this other person, you have that sort of bond like that where there are sort of power struggles, that there are sort of backbiting tactics that you guys use on each other, whether it's like a partner or a close friend. Either way, I feel like you guys are very aware and you're very, you know who your competition is. But, you know, and I feel like that at the end of the day, that, you know, that could be a good thing, but it can also be sort of a bad thing. Because with justice in reverse here, it's just cautioning you guys to recognize when you might be going too far, when you might be sort of, you know, allowing your sort of resentfulness or whatever sort of, you know, your ego or any of that sort of get in the way and tarnish what you're working to build, what you're hoping to build. And again, with the Six of Wands in reverse here is telling me that you guys have to sort of keep your ego in check. But I feel like for some of you, this might be somebody else, where you're trying to deal with somebody else's ego, trying to deal with somebody else's bullshit. And I feel like if that's the case, none of you should allow yourself to be subservient to somebody else who is sort of, you know, clearing a path, trying to, you know, scorch the earth or whatever. Like I'm talking specifically about like a lover or a family member or whatever. And they just sort of like, you know, you're the scapegoat, or you're the patsy, or, you know, they have you going along with their ridiculous ideas and all that stuff. But it's just like, you know, if you're not going to stand up for yourself, and if you're not going to speak out about any sort of anything that you feel like isn't right, or anything that isn't that, you know, you guys have your convictions, and if you're not voicing them, and if you're not standing true to them, I feel like you guys are going to get swept under. So it's important for you guys to understand that you need to sort of rise above that you need to sort of keep your head up, because other people are trying to sort of bring you down. Other people are trying to drag you into the pit with them. And you can't go willingly into that pit, no matter how bad you want to. And I'm getting the sense that a lot of you do. Because a lot of you might find joy. You might find some sort of, you know, release in giving people their just desserts, what you feel like they deserve. But that's not your job. It's the universe's job. It's karmic law or whatever. It's the, you know, leave it up to the universe to allow how people should be treated and what should happen to people that have, you know, done you wrong in the past or have, you know, mistreated you or whatever. Because the more you do that, the more you go into the pit with them, the dirtier you're fighting. I feel like that's only tainting what's going for you in the future. And it's not allowing you to sort of think clearly about this situation. I'm seeing you guys as this King of Swords in reverse. It's represented by Aquarius. It could be somebody else if you know an Aquarius, or somebody else who you feel like is just a big blowhard. Like, they think they know it all, but they don't. They think they have the answer to everything, but they don't. And I'm feeling like a lot of you can't allow yourself to sort of be trapped in that cycle, because I feel like that's kind of what the person wants for you. I feel like you get, again, with this Six of Wands in reverse here, as well as this Two of Wands and this Eight of Wands, there's a lot of fiery energy. So I'm feeling like that there is somebody, there's somebody else, or there's an environment that's pretty competitive, that's pretty, or that you perceive as competitive, that you really perceive that, you know, you have to like really put yourself out there, or you really have to take on any enemies or anybody that is a threat to what you have or where you're going. And, you know, a few words here and there, because the Chariot in this deck is represented by Gemini. You know, and the Gemini energy is very flippant and cool. Like, you know, they can tell somebody off kind of casually, but then sort of go back to what they're doing and not be too hung up about it. And I feel like for you guys, it's important to always just stay, you know, harness the best aspects of Scorpio energy, which is, you know, focus and drive and determination, and keep that up, you know, and keep that wheel going, keep that vehicle moving, that chariot moving. See yourself now and see yourself where you could be. See yourself where you were. Understand that, you're still changing, you're still evolving, and that you want what's best for you and yours. And that nobody else should be able to distract you or repel you from that avenue of your life. And to understand that, you have your convictions. Some of you really need to stand in them, stand up for yourself, and fight a little harder and be a little tougher when it comes to trying to get to where you're needing to go. But, not to a point where you're burning bridges and not to a point where you're cussing people out or any of that. Because I feel like you guys do have a lot to contribute. You do have a lot to give. There is something that you are really passionate about that you want to see grow and expand. But you can't let anybody else sort of destroy that, and you cannot destroy it for yourself. You cannot put yourself in a situation where you're harming other people that, for all intents and purposes, are harmless, but you're sort of going the extra mile to really sort of put them in their place. Be careful about that. Be careful with that. Like I said, the universe decides our fate. We have it in ourselves as humans to think that we can, we're like gods. We're little gods. And, while, reading about tarot has allowed me to understand that a part of that is true, but not all of it. Like I feel like we're not responsible for other people's, retribution or other people's justice, unless we're a fucking judge. But, if you're watching this, you're probably not a judge. Or you could be, I don't know. But either way, keep it moving. Don't get too hung up. Don't get too distracted or too involved in matters that could easily just be like sort of waved off, shaken off. If you need to get something off your chest that bad, write about it, vent to your best friend or your partner about it, go running, I don't know, find some other avenue instead of, I would recommend not trying to stir the pot too heavy, and instead focus your energy and your goal and your desire on sort of bettering yourself, getting yourself to that next level in your life, recognizing that, regardless of what happens, what happened, that you're able to evolve out of that you're able to sort of really come out of that, the bigger person, the better person that you were meant to be. Okay, Scorpio, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.